mercy on Jacob, have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, the people shall take them, and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and maids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
Oh yeah, you can line your hair up. Next thing you know, you listening to this dude. You know, sodomy ain't all that bad. It's like you lost, bro. Y'all niggas are lost and got the nerve to act like y'all know what's going on, man. Y'all don't know what the hell going on. And not to mention that shit in GMS, just to put it out there, y'all doctrine change on a regular basis. All right, answer that, Moan. How many times the doctrine changed, bro? All right, you remember what they said? How Rome used to be one of the seven heads. Whatever happened to that? No, I believe Russia used to be one of the seven heads, then they changed it to Rome. All right, y'all got the nerve to act like y'all got perfect doctrine, perfect understanding. Y'all shit changed like the phases of the moon, bro. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about, bro. Like, bro, yeah, like Jake was, when I was there, I was in there after them demons plagued the fuck out of you, Moam, and basically ran you off from the Pharisees, or at least from GMS, from being around the Baton Rouge camp in GMS. Like, bro, yeah, like Jake was, when I was there, I was in there after you, like, bro, yeah, like Jake was, when I was there, I was in there after you, they literally had me teaching other brothers off-ass shit, bro. So how you gonna come in and tell us that anything is right? Y'all need to fix your own shit first. At least fix your own doctrine first before y'all come up and try to combat us. Carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men. All right, that's the sleight of men. That's why y'all breakdowns changing every goddamn other week. That's why Judas wicked one day, then he righteous the other, man. All right, by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. All right, you men have all been deceived. All right, the only thing the apostles of Great Millstone need out you niggas and y'all obedient servitude, y'all blind loyalty. All right, that's all they need from you niggas, man. All right, here it is. The irony here is that you couldn't even be around these brothers, and you trying to come up against us like we did something to you. Demonic ass spirit where brothers were putting all your personal business and your personal past out there, bro. All right, that was all that GMS shit. Hey, I repented for that shit, bro. I was like, man, I don't want nothing to do with that shit. That's why I left. All right, but you niggas, man, you niggas are crazy. I ain't lying, you niggas are crazy as hell. Mad at that because we came out the darkness, bro. Because we don't want to be fucked up people no more, bro. The GMS teach you the Pharisees teach you the shit on the poor, shit on your woman, shit on your brother, talk shit about this person, be evil to this person, have this malicious ass perception of everything, all right, all right, and we these horrific fucking animals on the earth, like, oh yeah, y'all coming up against the apostles, and that's all it's about, coming up against the apostles. And on the spiritual level, you really just mad because we coming up against Satan, man. All right, you coming up against y'all daddy, so y'all in y'all fucking feelings about some shit. Your daddy already over with, bro. Your daddy cooked. All right, the apostles, they cooked, bro. All right, the men washed up and just ready to perish, bro. Ready to taste the wrath of the Lord. The
main point of this lesson is going to be going into how to overcome the flesh, and just identifying for the sake of overcoming these demons.
There you go.
You know, just to build off what brothers out in Mississippi, Warren and Naya have brought out, you know what I mean? That's pretty much like what we have to overcome, you know what I mean? In order
all the praises and the honor goes to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Recha Ha Quadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and even the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to you other brethren, you fellow believers and followers of this faith. Also, shalom to you few sisters as well, you sincere ones. And shalom to the hopefully elect, shalom to the elect. I wanted to go into this video, and normally I wouldn't probably go in a video like this, but these two Jakes, who's I don't know if they've connected with the Jake that left Great Millstone, the former leader or war or whatever his name is, and they kind of bound together. But it seems as though the one Jake on the left, who was with Baton Rouge GMS or whatever, I'm not sure, I've never seen him before, but he has an issue with another Jake that used to be in GMS who has left GMS and now coming at them with their doctrine. Now, the one on the right with the blue, he just seems like a prompt in a skit. Like he doesn't really want to be there. I don't know how long he's been in the truth, but he doesn't look spiritually sound. Now, this is a profession, right? And there's a level of professionalism that you have to have in the truth. Now, the Apostle Bars always went into that. But they got half their face showing, right? And true, it is the message. But what are these jakes doing? You know, what are they doing? You know, this is just an example to show you that the Bible can be used on the left-hand side to further destroy you. Now, I want to go on a couple things that they said about the changing of the doctrines. And first of all, the doctrine is for, every doctrine that you see is for a particular group. So if we're in a particular group and the doctrine evolves or whatever, we find out things, just like when you go in the ancient times, they didn't understand what was going on, so on a high level of prophecy. So you can clearly see that the doctrine never really changed. It's the fact that it grew through understanding. Let's get that real quick. The first scripture came to my mind when he said that. Right? The first scripture came to my mind when he said that. I believe it's in John 16. I have yet many things to say unto you, but ye cannot bear them now. Howbeit, when the Spirit of truth is come, right, he will guide you into all truth. Right? So he will guide you. When you look up this word guide, there's many definitions for guide, right? Like you go to and get somebody's showing you an apartment, that's a form of a guide. But it said one who leads you directs another way, right? I'm going to get to the point. A device for steadying or directing the motion of something. So when you got a GPS in your system and you got to get to point A to point B, right? The only way to get there is a direction, a guide. That is a guide that's guiding you. So when you start off at one location, you've got to end up in another location. This is what the scripture says, study to show thyself approved and grow in the faith. Grow in the spirit and understanding. That's what the doctrine is about, growing. And if you don't accept that, that's fine. But I will say this. If you're a guy that left, you got kicked out of GMS, you got to ask your question, am I kicked out of the truth? Will you endure hardness as a good soldier to the end? Will you fight for good fight of faith? You don't have to join these crazed Israelites who also changes all the doctrines. Every time we turned around, it was a new doctrine with them. So I don't get that. The Great Millstone has always changed doctrines. Do you see what these guys did when they first opened up? They all believed in the Great Millstone doctrine. They all have the long garments to the foot. They all say the name of the Lord, and although that's changing now, right? So everything that they do, that with the Hebrew and everything, somehow they keep all those things that they learned because they said it came from men. But although it came from men, they're still using the things that came from men. For whatever reason, they're still using these things that came from men. Shouldn't they say to themselves, well, wait a minute. These men are false prophets. They got none of the doctrine right. Now, they need to start their own doctrine. But what they're doing is they're keeping the Great Millstone doctrine and slowly diminishing it, throwing out while they're slowly adding other doctrines in. These guys are the one through. These guys are the one finished and washed up, man. And then they don't even still have respect for their elders, man. You know, that's the sad part about it. 2 Corinthians 36:16. It says, but they mocked the messengers of Yahweh and despised his word and misused his prophets. Right? That's what they've all done. They never really cared about the elders, starting with Elder Apostle Tahar, you know, all the other Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rumlub, and elders and bishops, you know, Apostle Rakar and all the elders and bishops, and even their own brothers and leaders of their camp, how Paul set up elders of the church. He wasn't a very good elder, their leader. He wasn't a very good elder, or he would have continued in what he was taught. The new covenant. We're in the new covenant now. These ain't nothing but Hebrew/Christian doctrines, man. Right? slash their own made up dogma. Okay? So let's go to Matthew 13. It said GMS, they hate their own. And first of all, we'll get into that too. Matthew 13 and 9, right? It says, who have ears to hear, let them hear. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest unto thou in parables? So now, when you read all of Matthew, when you read a lot of these scriptures, Yahushua spoke in parables. Why? Well, let's see. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but unto them it is not given. But this is these guys. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, right? And whoever shall, and he shall have an abundance. But whosoever have not, from him shall be taken away, even that he hath, right? Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they see and see not, and hear and they hear not, neither do they understand. These guys don't understand, right? And then the Lord will use certain situations in the scriptures, right, that sound very offensive, and they'll say, "Oh, this is wicked." That's what they did with Yahushua when he worked some miracles on the Sabbath days. Did they not have problem? The Pharisees, the wicked, did they not have problems with him doing that? That's these guys. Whenever you see these scoffers, a lot of these guys are really just over righteous, and they're rewriting their own doctrines. That's all the hell that they're doing, man. Okay? Way off. Making up doctrines as they go along, right? Can't accept what they've been taught. They won't go and just cut out the whole doctrine and redo their own doctrine with the new Hebrew, the new garments, the new signs, right? Saying that anybody else is Israelites. They won't do that. But they will slowly throw it away and then start adding more doctrines. And this brother, I don't know. I'm not making fun of him, but he rambles a lot. He kind of sounds like Sylvester Stallone. I'm not trying to be funny, but he's got that Sylvester Stallone type voice with the rambling and everything, and it's like it's not making any sense. But anyway, they read Ephesians 4 when it spoke of tossed to and fro in every wind of doctrine. And these guys has been a snare into their own trap. It's been a parable that they just can't understand. These parables they can't understand, Let's go to Ephesians 5. Looks like 11. It says 5 and 10, proving that it is acceptable unto the Lord, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. So he went into how we would shame Jake for going off, right? Just like we did Bishop Kanai, right? And various other Israelites who were, when Paul said in Romans 16, mark them, I think 16 to 17, mark them that cause divisions. You have to mark them. Now, I wasn't a fan when there were certain Jakes, and I'm not going to say their names, that was men like Yakanan. I even had a big fallout with him and his crew about putting, children up on the internet, but he was already out of the truth. He wasn't in Great Millstone. So I don't understand where he gets on. We're putting people's personal information up. Now, we're totally against that. But if you're a thief, and you've been doing wickedness, you deserve to be exposed. Let's look up this word reprove. It says to convict. Let me just get to the point. Generally with a suggestion of shame of the person convicted. By convicting, to bring to light, to expose. Just like we're doing these guys. See, these guys are the type of guys that no matter what happens, all can love. Everybody can have all their doctrines. Every other Israelite group out here teach that it's all right to accept their own doctrine. Let the Lord deal with it. When they're not reading the scriptures where the Lord said, mark them that cause division. Now, the reason why Great Millstone, we get so much drama, although that they build drama off of us, but the reason why we get so much hate, because that's what it seems to be, they'll falsely accuse us. But because we tell them that they're going off out of love. We don't entertain the idea of being comfortable, to a point where we love, seeing Jake go down, so to speak, or we just enjoy doing what we do. It's a job. It's the part of the ministry, right? So if you are teaching the mark is Christianity, but next is white woman, and the next is embargo, and the next is the big nations, little nations, with people make up nations, that's confusing to the sheep. And the whole point is, Yahushua said, I am a good shepherd who watcheth over the sheep. So we have to watch over the sheep. We can't have this dogma, this crazed doctrines being pushed to the elect. Period. We can't have this. We can't have these crazed ass doctrines being pushed around. So we're not really putting people's business out there. See, when we spoil the fun of people who want to do wickedness, they have a problem. Well, let IUIC teach what they teach. And then Sakari, he's joining the IUIC, but Sakari, right, teaches the mark. IUIC doesn't. Can two walk together? HOI, let them do what they do, and HODC, let them do what they do. Nah, man, we ain't gonna show no respect to persons. You going off, man. Even myself been got on, and other brothers in the faith has been getting on. In order to get on, you got to be got on. As old saying, in order to win, you got to know how to lose. You got to accept it. And he goes and say shit, GMS say shit on people. But the same thing goes on. He says GMS shitting on people here and their wives. But the same thing that goes on in camps goes on in people's lives in general. All around the world, in every kind of culture or a religion. You're always going to have that. So I had no idea what he's talking about. Nobody says the shit on your woman. What we say is to watch her. Did you read the letters of Paul? Did you read Sirach? Do you read the Apocrypha? They don't get that. At the end of the day, these guys are lost. They're blind, especially these Jakes you see right here. They under the mind twisting, bending mindset of their heads. In their heads, they was all on the comment board leaving all these comments, trying to lift them up in their spirit. And that's all right. We're not mad at you guys. You're set to do that. But I knew that going through the video, GMS was going to come up sooner or later. It don't take long. We'll see it. We'll see it. You don't put it in the beginning of the videos. You put it to the end where you think we won't see it. But, the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. And I'm not doing this video just so I can defend the name of GMS, or let me say, defend men of GMS. We just defending the doctrine. And these men that teach the doctrine, we're going to defend. We're going to defend the doctrine, and the Spirit was put on these men to teach the doctrine, and we're defending that. We're defending the gospel, right? So when you guys come out with all this stuff and we're just wrong in doctrine, then y'all need to cast it all off. Do away with everything you've learned. Take off those garments, right? How'd you learn to go out on the hedges? Get rid of the name. Get rid of everything. Get rid of the Hebrew. Get rid of all the understanding that you had before you came in. And start over fresh. You be those new Hebrew Israelites. Anyway, then Yahushua, Luke 23:34, then Yahushua, then said Yahushua, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And ultimately, the 2/3, that's why Yahushua came, man. Starting with his elect. To set up, technically the elect, but ultimately all Israel, to set up the kingdom, and to bring these Jakes back, man. Bring them back in their right mind. And anyone who's not the elect, to bring them back in their right mind. And that's the beauty about all this, All of us is going to be good at the end of the day when the Lord destroys this place and we all come back. And they're going to look And this man won't be rambling anymore with them Sylvester Stallone antics. That's all I have on that. Shalom.